Well, an Irish town is uniting to keep their kids off of smartphones, so-called. Parents prohibiting children from owning smartphones until they're 12 years old. Listen to Greystone's mom of 3 and clinical psychologist Justin Flint. Roll tape.
It was just the striking results of the rising anxiety, depression, and everything that we noticed, the bad and negative outcomes of having a mobile home, especially for the young kids. It feels like the parents were waiting for that, waiting for somebody to take initiative and do something about it.
Joining me now is Nicole Neily, president and founder of Parents Defending Education. Nicole, I think a lot of parents here are waiting for that. I mean, the bottom line is, okay, a phone for emergency, but with no internet connection. You don't need an internet connection at school, right?
Right. Technology in children's lives is a very big issue. That started during the pandemic when we saw schools start to give out iPads and tablets, but it's still something that's of concern to parents. We polled on this issue last year, and 2/3 of parents are worried about the role that big tech plays in their life. We actually found that a plurality of parents, 31%, gave children their first smartphone between the ages of 10 and 13, which is very young. But as we know, we have yet to find out what the mental health repercussions of being on these devices are. And so I think parents are right to be concerned.
Now, bringing it back home, there's another issue that parents are getting more and more furious about, and they're beginning to react against it. It's in Colorado, parents were furious to find out that the teachers union had destroyed documents about students' gender identity. In other words, if I'm a teacher and I'm sitting in class and I see a boy going into a girl's bathroom, I'm not allowed to do anything. I used to be a junior high school teacher in Chicago, by the way. If I saw a boy going into a girl's bathroom, I'd grab him by the back of his coat and prevent him from going in. You can't even do that now.
Right. Let's think about the fact that the trust between families and public schools has been shattered. This is not the way to rebuild that relationship. Teachers unions are telling public school employees who are paid for with tax dollars to hide information from parents. And let's remember, this is only from parents. As you alluded to, teachers know what's going on. Students know what's going on. The guidance counselors. So the only people in this child's life who are in the dark are their parents, their legal guardians, who are supposed to make decisions about the health and welfare of their children, and they're being prevented from doing so.
Well, meanwhile, the test scores keep falling. I mean, all of the woke courses, they're being shoved down their throat, but the test scores of really important stuff like reading, writing, and arithmetic are going down. And in Massachusetts, teachers' unions now want to eliminate standardized test requirements for graduation. Well, that's going to lead to worse problems, no?
Right. We've heard for years that teaching to the test is a problem, but it turns out that when you're teaching to a test, it actually means that you can't spend hours a day on woke identity politics. Tests are one of the few measures that we have left to actually test whether a child is learning anything and to hold teachers accountable. But at the end of the day, there are far too many teachers who are just not good at their jobs who need to be eliminated, which is, I think, the reason that this push to eliminate tests is coming from the teachers' unions themselves.
By the way, sometimes the teachers want to keep the tests and prevent kids from being passed on, even if they're failing, but it's their administrators. It's the vice principals, the principals, the superintendents. They're the ones who don't want the bad record. So that's why we need school choice now more than ever, and I think you'd agree on that point, right?
Absolutely.
Quickly. Yeah. Nicole Neily, great to see you, Nicole. Thank you for the work that you do. I appreciate it. All of us do.